cannot be denied.
Oh my god, Tamiyo, you're so scary! Ladies and gentle mages, civilians across the multiverse, welcome back to another episode with ManaMan, and today we've got a juicer for you. We've got the completed Sage. Tamiyo is complete, and look, oh my god, it's such a travesty. It's cool, but it's kind of sad because Tamiyo is now under the Phyrexian curse. Wow-wee. So Tamiyo's got Phyrexian mana. You can pay it with a blue, a green, or Phyrexian mana and pay 2 life, which is awesome. Never thought I'd see Phyrexian mana back in standard, but the +1 tap up to 1 target artifact or creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step. I've seen a lot of Storm the Festival and like mid-range type of builds with Tamiyo here. I think Tamiyo works the best in Bant control. I think it's more of a control card. People who are using it in mid-range, I just don't think that it's really a mid-range card. Tamiyo definitely wants to take control of the board. So the -X, exile target non-land permanent with mana value X or from your graveyard, create a top token of that's a copy of that card. I think there's only like really a couple. I mean, there's definitely a couple different targets you can use with that. Obviously, being a control deck, there's not a ton of like creatures or anything, but there's plenty of dragons that we will discuss here in a second. There's also the Dragon-Kami Reborn and all of our dragons here, but they're also very cool. -7, create Tamiyo's Notebook, a legendary colors artifact token spell with spells you cast 2 less to cast, and draw a card just to tap it. If you can get this notebook out, it's absolutely awesome, and it's very obtainable, because when you're controlling the board, obviously you're just tapping stuff, freezing it, whatever, and in only 2 more turns you can get up to 7 loyalty counters, so pretty awesome. The only downside is the notebook is actually an artifact, so it's not an emblem, so you can just go ahead and bounce it or something, or just get rid of the artifact with artifact removal rather than anything else. So it is something to note, but it's still very, very cool. We are completed. I can't wait to get into this one. So we obviously are running Hullbreaker Horror. Nothing really too special here. We've been into Hullbreaker Horror a million times. This is standard, so the spell can't be countered. It is better than Jin-Jitaxias in this deck particularly, so Hullbreaker Horror is going to be making it. Kairi, the Swirling Sky, never mind the awesome art, Legendary Dragon Spirit. It's got Ward 3, and this card is a beast. I cannot believe how good this card is. You need to be running this in control. It's insane. Whenever it dies, choose one. Return any number of target non-land permanents with total mana value 6 or less to their owner's hands. So you can just go ahead and do some extra bouncage, or you can mill 6 cards, then return up to 2 instant or sorcery cards from your graveyard to your hand. That is insanity! Mill 6 cards and then return up to 2 instant or sorceries to your hand. You can just go ahead and grab a Doomskar, a Farewell, I mean, whatever. It doesn't even really matter. You could grab a Fading Hope or whatever, but that is so much mill power. You're going to be able to grab a Farewell or a Doomskar most of the time. Absolutely insane, and the ward is just on top of it. Can't get enough of the Swirling Sky. Absolutely wonderful. We'll go into our next dragon here. A little bit weaker here, but it does cost a less. Flying Death Touch, whenever it dies, choose one. Search your library for up to 3 cards. That can be useful if you really need some more land for a Hullbreaker Horror or the Swirling Sky, but it's going to be able to replace itself, create an XX green spirit creature token where X is the number of lands you control. It usually, obviously, will have at least 5 land out, so it'll just be able to replace itself. Pretty good. I mean, it's nothing like super mega crazy, but Flying Death Touch, you get to at least take something out with the Death Touch, and it replaces itself with something even bigger usually. So it doesn't seem that crazy when you read it. It seems a little bit like, yeah, it's pretty decent, but I promise you, when you're going toe-to-toe with like Clerics or something, this card absolutely goes 1 for 1, and it does go the extra mile. So obviously we're running Farewell, Doomskar, nothing to see here. Farewell is the awesome new thing. Exile, you get to pretty much exile everything not named Planeswalkers, so that's really awesome. Doomskar is a classic board wipe. We get the Wandering Emperor. You get to flash this thing in, and it only has flash, or you can only use abilities at instant speed when it first comes out. So you have to be wary of that. You don't get the -2 every single turn, exile tap target creature. You can pretty much only use that while they're attacking on the turn it comes out. So you do have to be wary of that. But this is a really awesome control card. They never see it coming. If your opponent is staring at 4 untapped lands and you have 2 white, unfortunately, you will be able to strike fear into them because they'll be always wondering, do you have the Wandering Emperor? I don't know. So obviously we've got Sod coming and Jwari's Disruption. No need to go into detail here. We know what these do. Nice little counter spells, also double ups as a land. Fading Hope and Consider are really good for Hullbreaker Horror because you need those cheap spells to be able to protect it. Hullbreaker Horror comes out, use Consider and Fading Hope for just a little cheap pinger, and then you get to ping something away, bounce it back, and then protect it by putting whatever they have back onto this deck. And last but not least, I want to take a little bit of time here because we are running Bant. We are running a lot of bit of green here, and the Dragon-Kami Reborn, this card is so good. I don't care what anyone says. People will look at this and say, what the heck are you doing here, ManaMan? I'm telling you what, you gain 2 life. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, exile one of them face down with a hatchling counter on it. So you're going to gain a little bit of life. That life goes a long way because obviously this is a control. You don't want to play this in a creature deck. This is definitely a control card, despite it being green. But you're going to gain the 2 life, which is nice, and then you're going to exile a card. Usually you're going to be exiling a Kura, a Kairi, or a Hullbreaker Horror. Most of the time, you're going to be able to grab 1 because you use it as twice. So you're going to be able to mill, or not mill because it's exiling, but you're going to be able to take 6 cards, use a hatchling counter on it, and then when you exile it on the turn 3, you're going to make this 0/1 egg, and when the egg dies, you're going to be able to get it for free. So you're going to cast this Kami Reborn, and eventually you'll be able to use Doomskar and just clear the board and then get back whatever you got. So you're going to be able to get the egg. You're going to get rid of, you get the Swirling Sky, Boundless Sky, Hullbreaker Horror, and then when you use Doomskar, or if you just chump block, and if you're playing aggro, they're going to want to just attack anyway. You chump block, you get rid of the egg hatches into a beautiful creature, you get it for free. It's insane. You need to run it. This deck is awesome. I'm ready for Tamiyo to take complete control of the game. Let's get ready to vanquish some enemies. Right here. Not the best hand, but not the worst hand, certainly. We'll go ahead and keep it. Nothing's going to be able to come untapped, but we don't really care that much. And we do get a Hall of the Storm Giants. Might as well get that out here for a Fading Hope. Kind of semi-hoping they're playing creatures, which it looks to be, because they go with mono white here. So let's just go ahead and Fading Hope this away. I would rather just do that. We'll get a Sod coming. I'm actually going to put this away. I think because we have Doomskar and Farewell, I don't think we care that much about countering things rather than we do care about board wipes. So let's go ahead and do that. I was hoping we could get into a land that would come in untapped, but look at this. Oh gosh, that is pretty brutal here. We were not going to be able to foretell the Doomskar. Is what it is. So, let's see what they go here. Let's see if they're going to go with another Aspirant or not. They're going to go with the Adeline here. Not good, but I guess it's not the end of the world. We can drop the Deserted Beach. We'll be able to use Doomskar, take a nice foretell here, and we can always Fading Hope to slow them down. That's might be the move. Let's see what they do here. So they're going to go with a Hopeful Initiative. Yep, okie dokie. I kind of hope that they go with, yeah, the Aspirants. I'm not going to use Fading Hope. I want to clear out this board. I know that we're going to take a hit, but I don't really care that much. We're just going to go ahead and say okay, and then just take the Doomskar. Yeah, I think this is fine. I know we're taking, what, 6 damage here? Again, that's because it's the first strike. I think it's okay. We do get Tamiyo, which is wonderful, which is absolutely wonderful. We can actually cast it for her Phyrexian mana, but I'm not going to do that. We're just going to go for Doomskar, clear the board, and then we can go for Fading Hope. That is wonderful. Now we can keep this Fading Hope here, and we can cast Tamiyo for the full 5, and we'll be fine. So Introvert Adversary, are they going to use the ability? I hope they do. Sink it right in. Oh, and we're going to go ahead and use Fading Hope and get you out on here. We get another Hullbreaker Horror. I'm actually going to say no. We've already got one. We don't need another one. Overgrown Farmland, all right. Oh, what's going on here? So, Tamiyo, the completed Sage. We're going to hopefully take complete control of this game. Let's drop this, and we're going to drop it for the full mana values here. All right.
Go. Share the story of Phyrexia with your people.
Oh, that is so terrifyingly amazing. We're going to go ahead and use the +1. I love that voice.
You cannot delay our victory.
It's so awesome. It's so awesome. So, okay, they're going to go with a wedding announcement. Okay. And there's a lot of different things we can do here. Let's go for Overgrown Farmland, Deserted Beach. Doesn't really matter. We're all set on mana sources here. We can actually go for Farewell. Farewell is going to be really awesome versus a wedding announcement deck. But for the meantime, we're just going to go ahead and +1. We're just going to go ahead and tap this creature out. Look how good that is. And it doesn't even...
Perfect form.
Such an imperfect form, Tamiyo. You're so evil. I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to go ahead and end the turn. We have a Farewell. I don't want to cast the Farewell just yet. Maybe if they get into another wedding announcement or something, but no reason to do that yet. We can actually just go for the -7 right away. They're going to go for the Fateful Absence. That is wickedly unfortunate, so Tamiyo is going to go away.
A minor setback, but victory is inevitable.
Oh, it's so wicked. Victory is inevitable. Look, okay, so, you know, if Tamiyo goes off, we win there, but not a big deal. We got plenty of juice to God. plenty of juice to get? What the heck did I just say there? So they're gonna go ahead and put the counter on that. Pretty cool. Let's go ahead and just burn our clue token. Pretty good. This farewell is gonna be so good. Oh my gosh. So +1, we can go. I don't know if we want to use it just yet. We can still flash in a Hullbreaker Horror. I think because we're wanting to get into our Hullbreaker Horror, I think we can actually just farewell now. Yeah, let's just go ahead and farewell now. We can exile all creatures and all enchantments. And I'm not going to do the graveyards. I don't think no, I don't want to do the graveyards because we actually have Tamiyo, which can replace things in the graveyard. So, exile all creatures, all enchantments. Go ahead and cast that. Wow. Beautiful animation there. Very, very cool. I know that they have an Interpret Adversary, but we've got a Hullbreaker Horror, and I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine here. As long as we can get some sort of way to protect ourselves with the Hullbreaker Horror. Got a Cold Spell Cleric, and that's actually pretty good. They can buff up that thing to 3. So we get, and we get a Dragon-Kami Reborn. So I think what we can do, flash in the Hullbreaker Horror. If they have some sort of removal, that is fine. I'm actually gonna, let's go ahead and we're gonna wait. We're obviously gonna flash in the Hullbreaker Horror. If not, we've got the Dragon-Kami Reborn, and I think we'll be okay. Obviously, they could have Fateful Absence or something, and that's not good. So they're gonna use this. I would rather this be this than the Learn spell. So they're gonna go ahead and buff this up. This is a 5/5. I mean, mono white is scary. I mean, we just cleared their board, and they've got a 4/2 and a 5/5 out of nowhere. But let's see. We got a Hullbreaker Horror. Hopefully, they don't have a Fateful Absence. If they do, I mean, that's just pretty unlucky. So let's see what they got here. Oh my goodness, a Valorous Stance. So they got a Valorous Stance, not a Hullbreaker Horror. We go down to 5. We're gonna need some help here, and we don't get any help. Wildly unfortunate. So we actually can't cast this now, right? Because we gained 2 life. We actually can't. We have to actually just sit here and just prey on our Hall of the Storm Giants rather than do anything else. End turn, Dragon-Kami Reborn, no good here. Dragon-Kami Reborn's no good. So I'm assuming they are going to swing in. They are. So let's go ahead and use Hall of the Storm Giants, obviously. We can at least block the Cold Spell Cleric, and we're going to go down to 1. But, hey, 1 is better than 0. We at least get to live this way, and we get, this is terrible. This is just awful. So if we cast this, let me see. I mean, we're going to at least play this anyway. So let's play this for, it doesn't really matter. We can go for blue. If we play this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, we can actually make another Hall of Storm Giants, right? Let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hall of Storm Giants needs 6 besides itself, so we can. So let's go for the Dragon-Kami Reborn here. We'll gain 2 life. Oh, and we get a Kura, the Boundless Sky. Awesome. When the egg comes back, we'll be able to get the egg here. So I don't think that they're going to be able to have enough for the ward cost, even if they were to swing in here. And it doesn't make any sense to swing in here. That is suicide, so do not do that. Okay, so they don't. We always have a Boseiju who endures, and that's amazing art, but it's not really useful here now. And we get a Sod coming. That's pretty awesome. Gain 2 life. We don't have a creature in our hand here, but that's fine. We'll just, it doesn't really matter. We can just pick that. Doesn't really matter. So at this point, they can do what? An artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land, or we can just go for Sod coming. I think we can just go for Sod coming for the raw casting cost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can just use Sod coming and use Hall of the Storm Giants. So that is going to be what we do. Let's go ahead and pass turn, and we'll get a precious little egg. But we still do need something pretty cool here. So Cave of the Frost Dragon, we are absolutely going to be... Okay, well, that's coming in tapped, so I don't know why you just did that. So, yeah, you can go ahead and have a tapped creature. Makes no difference to me. They actually are going to swing. They actually are going to swing. So let's go for Hall of the Storm Giants. And we're going to block the adversary, obviously. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. So we'll be tabled. We'll take 3, but that is going to be okay. They have lifelink as well. And now let's go ahead and use Boseiju. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. One who endures. We're going to destroy and target non-basic land. So we'll get rid of the Cave of the Frost Dragon. We don't have to worry about this icky dragon anymore. And we'll also get a nice little egg token. And we'll get a land off the top, which is really unfortunate. Okay, so we do get Dragon-Kami's egg, but we don't have anything to kill it with. So when this thing dies, we'll get our lovely dragon back. But until the meantime, we can't really do anything. We'll just foretell this for funsies. We'll keep this in our hand, again, just for funsies. It doesn't really do anything. So, Alright, pass turn. We can counter anything, which is awesome. Hopeful Initiative. Do we want to counter this? I think it's kind of... This is kind of hard. They can train once. I don't really want to. I'm gonna say no. We'll just let this go. I don't really care. I mean, we still have enough for Hall of the Storm Giants. We can still have this chump block. I just don't care that much. And we get our beautiful Hullbreaker Horror. This is gonna be amazing. We're gonna drop this for white. It doesn't really matter. And now we get to pass turn. No attacks. Whatever they do, we're gonna use Hullbreaker Horror, and then we're gonna use Saw It Coming on whatever they have. We'll be able to bounce some things. Borrowed Time. Oh, that's adorable. Well, we've got Hullbreaker Horror. Let's get it. Saw It Coming. That is right. We're gonna bounce. Let's bounce you. Let's bounce you. We'll counter the Borrowed Time. Get it out of here. I know that they will be able to use Clearing Spirit. That's actually what, a misplay here. Definitely a misplay. So we just gave them a weenie in the air, but we do have Tamiyo. Okay, yeah, that was actually really bad of me. But be that as it may, we do have Tamiyo. Completed Sage. We are obviously we don't have the life to not play it for that, so we'll go ahead and play it. Tamiyo for the complete spell, and we're just getting rid of the spirit. Get rid of that thing. All right, Tamiyo, welcome back.
Is the multiverse's synthetic destiny.
All right. Oh goodness. Okay, so what can we actually do here? We have 5. We don't have anything. We can get back another Tamiyo or a Hullbreaker Horror, but we can't do that yet. So we'll just go ahead and use the +1 and get rid of the Clarion Spirit. Sure. Tap that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our will cannot be denied. We have the power of Phyrexia. I'm actually gonna just chill here. Well, actually, just chill. No point in getting crazy. We are a control deck. They are the aggro deck. They have to do the craziness. So they play a Monk of the Open Hand, and that's not gonna be enough. That's not gonna be enough here. My turn. We have Saw It Coming. Alrighty. Well, let's go ahead and use Tamiyo. Still can't really do anything with the graveyard or anything. So we'll just go ahead and tap the Hopeful Initiate. Yeah, that's fine. Woo!
Such an imperfect form.
Such an imperfect form, and I'm just still gonna say no, just for now. They can still swing in with 2. Borrowed Time, obviously we're gonna see it coming. And we can actually target non-land spell. We'll go ahead and take the Clarion Spirit this time. So they're gonna go ahead and use the Clarion Spirit. So they will get a 1/1 counter, but they won't get a 1/1 flyer in the air. I can't believe we did that. That was a pretty embarrassing misplay, but that's what happens when you go a little bit too fast. And now it's going to be our turn. Now Tamiyo's going to be able to go into -7, create a legendary colorless artifact token. Spells you cast 2 less, and draw a card. So let's go ahead and take that notebook, baby. Let's take it.
I have collected enough data. Every story leads to the rise of Phyrexia.
Oh my god, how wickedly awesome is Tamiyo. Let's go ahead and just use the ability. I just want to draw a card right away. And we get another Hullbreaker Horror. Oh my god, this is just going to get ridiculous. So, yeah, I think we'll just take one more turn before we start doing stuff. Pass turn, we have another Hullbreaker Horror. We've got a Jwari Disruption. Hopeful Initiate. Alright, let's go ahead and face the Hullbreaker Horror. Return targets, Clarion Spirit. Hopeful Initiate. We could. I guess we'll just keep it. Whatever. Okay, it's over anyway. What a sick win. We are complete. Remember to subscribe to the channel for more Magic deck videos every single day. Flat. How are we doing here? Hey, flat Earth? You one of those flat Earth people? No, okay. Well, we don't want to go ahead and go put a stop. I guess we could have a stop on it, but it doesn't really seem to be any good. We don't have any blue, which is kind of really annoying, so I'm actually just going to play this for the blue right away. Guess if we're playing into a creature deck, we want to have this Fading Hope. So, see what we got here. An Ascendant Spirit. Yeah, we're definitely going ahead and use the Fading Hope on that puppy. But, guess we'll just go ahead and play this Hall of the Storm Giants. We could also go for Doomskar. Yeah, I think at this point we'll probably just do that. If they're playing creatures, that'll be pretty good to get a Doomskar out, obviously. So they're gonna go all out into this Ascendant Spirit. Okay, so no big deal. I guess we're still sitting pretty okay here. We can always use the Doomskar. I guess. Here's the thing with these types of decks that usually run protection. So I'm actually going to use this now. I know it seems a little bit dumb to use Fading Hope right away, but they usually are packing protection. So I don't want them to do that. So I guess we'll go ahead and pass on the other Doomskar. I think that they're going tall in this deck than wide. I don't know. I mean, I'm just guessing here. So they're going to go for another Ascendant Spirit. Okay. So we do have another Fading Hope. I guess now that they don't have any investment into the Ascendant Spirit, we can actually just wait for this one now. And I'm going to play this for white so that we can actually cast the Doomskar. And we're going to pass turn. If they want to pump it up, we're going to use Fading Hope just to be annoying. Which is what I'm probably assuming they're going to do. So they're going to sink some more mana into this. Sorry, buddy. We're going to use Fading Hope. I know that has to be deathly annoying. So this is actually another blue source. I guess we do want to get into Hullbreaker Horror, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I guess we do need it, so we'll go ahead and take it so that we can get into a Hullbreaker Horror at some point, but kind of want to get into a Tamiyo or something. So Ascendant Spirit comes out. We can also use Seat of the Empire as well. So we're a little bit short on green sources right now. But, you know, it is what it is. I guess we can play this for... Well, we'll just go for white. We've got enough blue here. I guess we'll just pass. I don't really want to use Otawara Soaring City as the channel ability. We could, but I think we're not going to. We're not going to do that. Maybe if they really sink a lot of mana into this and make it the 6/6 whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. If they want to do something crazy like that, at this point we might want to consider doing that. But we also have a Doomskar, so okay, we'll let it go. We obviously want to be able to cast Hullbreaker Horror, so deal 4. If they're not drawing cards off of it, I'm not that worried. They're going to drop another Ascendant Spirit. So this is cool. Now we just go ahead and just use Doomskar and all as well. We got a Jwari Disruption. Okay, well, let's go ahead and just use Doomskar. Get rid of you annoying little spirits. And at this point, kind of probably want to drop the Jwari Disruption for this. They have so many weenies, I can just tell. Probably got another Ascendant Spirit. The Jwari Disruption isn't very good right now, so I'd rather just play that, and hopefully we can get into this Hullbreaker Horror. So they have Alrund, God of the Cosmos. Wow. Okay, the actual Alrund. Wow. Okay. Well, let's drop our Dreamroot Castle, and I mean, we can still cast Hullbreaker Horror, and then since this is standard, we can't be countered, which is great. But this is still a 7/7? Oh my god. Okay, well, we'll be able to at least take one shot from this. We can also trade with Hall of the Storm Giants, but at the beginning of your upkeep, you're going to choose a card type, then reveal the top 2 cards, and then put all cards of the chosen type, reveal this way, and the rest on the bottom. Okay. I don't really want to do Soaring City. That's just a waste of mana, I feel like. So we'll go ahead and pass the turn. Obviously, this will go into 8/8, and we can take this. So I'm not that worried just yet. Seat of the Empire is no good. Neither is our Hall of the Storm Giants good if we wanted to do that. So, okay, let's see. We don't have any protection for our Hullbreaker Horror, unfortunately. So, alright, beginning of the end step, we're going to go ahead and choose. Let's see what they want to do here. Each card you own in exile, for each card and your hand. So, let's go ahead and drop the Hullbreaker Horror. Can't be countered, but it can be bounced. So, remember how we were nice and annoying with Fading Hope? If they could easily just Fading Hope us, and I wouldn't blame them because it'd be payback. And I'd be very sad. So, no, they don't. And we actually have a Wandering Emperor, which is really cool because, yeah, Wandering Emperor. I love Wandering Emperor. We actually cannot take another shot from this thing, but we can also cast in the Wandering Emperor. So, the Seat of the Empire is dead. We're going to play this for the land, so we can have a Wandering Emperor and the Soaring City. I'm actually going to swing in here. That might seem a little bit too aggressive, but I think we can do it because Spectral Adversary. Okay. So I'm assuming, I mean, well, they're just going to phase out the Hullbreaker Horror or what? Yep, okay, so they're going to phase out our Hullbreaker Horror, and that was dumb of me. I should have... No, well, no, because this isn't a spell, technically, right? This is just an ability, so we wouldn't get the ability from Hullbreaker Horror, and I don't want to use the Wandering Emperor yet anyway, so no misplay there. They get a little bit nervous, but... Okay, well, let's see what we got going on here. We're going to flash in the Wandering Emperor. Wow, look at that. Wandering Emperor.
I've learned much during my travels.
Let's go and exile Alrund. We'll gain 2 life, and we can also use...
You are not much of a roadblock.
Not much of a roadblock. Wandering Emperor's talking a little bit of smack here. So we'll go down to 4. Not the end of the world. We still have a Soaring City if they want to drop something big and fat. We can just go ahead and repop them up here. My turn. This is actually a little bit nerve-wracking because we actually need something to play. At this point, I guess we'll just do this, just because if we don't draw into something, like if we just draw a land off the top, we actually lose. So, I guess we have to remove this. I know it's not great, but like we are literally giving up lethal if we draw a land here. I don't want to draw a land here. So they're gonna go ahead and repop the adversary, but they're gonna have to sink more mana into it this way anyway. So I guess that's still the best move. And we do get the Swirling Sky, oh, just in time. So Kairi, the Swirling Sky, thank goodness, just in time. Let's go ahead and drop this puppy here. Return target on land. Adversary, go ahead and get out of here. Ooh, baby. Now we can do some cool stuff. What do we want to do with the Wandering Emperor? Do we want to swing in here? I think we do. They don't have Hall of the Storm Giants or anything. So we'll be able to swing in, take him down to 13. I guess we'll just... I'm just going to create... I don't even know. I guess we'll maybe just... We'll just do that, I guess. We'll just keep the Wandering Emperor for now.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
Show them, Kairi, the Swirling Sky. They're going to go for Mind Flayer, and oh my word. They actually can't take the Swirling Sky because it has Ward, but wow. Wow, so Malevolent Hermit, they're going to be able to put back the Wandering Emperor, not the Swirling Sky because we have Ward. But wow, I did not see the Mind Flayer coming at all. That is something else. Fortunately, this is not the end of the world because again, we have got Ward here. They're going to take the Wandering Emperor, or no, because it's creature, right? So return this to the hand. They can't, okay. They're going to be able to return the Wandering Emperor to the hand, not the Swirling Sky. We do get another Wandering Emperor. This is really bad. We can swing in up top for 7. We can go for a Hall of the Storm Giants for 7, but they can just chump block with the Malevolent Hermit. Oh my word. Oh my word. Okay. Okay, what do we want to do here? We can do this. First strike, we can smash this in. We can create something with Vigilance. Tap target, exile top target creature. But this creature has to be tapped, so... This is yucky. We can't do anything. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's go ahead and pass turn. My god, this is not good. Wow. Wow, and now they're going to take our Hullbreaker Horror and just be able to just take total control, right? Let's see what they do here. I mean, this is not good. So Spectral Adversary, they'll be able to... At this point, they're going to be able to take the Swirling Sky because they'll be able to pay the ward cost. Yeah, we're going to have to just say okay on that. Okay, so Swirling Sky goes back to our hand. They do get the Adversary. I wonder if they're going to use the +2. I don't believe so, right? Okay, so if they pass to attackers... okay. So, okay, let's flash in our Wandering Emperor, and because we have 2, we should be okay. If they have 2 ways to use Hullbreaker Horror, if they just have 1, we'll be okay. So, Malevolent Hermit, okay, but we do have another one. And we can also just pay 3. Okay, so I guess we'll just pay the 3 because I mean we're gonna have to play this other Wandering Emperor anyway. So if they've got a 1-drop spell, we're not looking good here. But we'll go ahead and exile Mind Flayer to get back our Hullbreaker Horror. Oh baby! And our Hullbreaker Horror comes back home. Welcome back home, Hullbreaker. Welcome back home. So now what can we do? Let's just go drop our Swirling Sky again. I don't want our belovedly Hullbreaker Horror to ever leave our clutches ever again. Let's get rid of the Spectral Adversary. Play our Kairi, Swirling Sky. Swing in here. And just in case they have some more shenanigans, we can't do Exile Tap Creature because we can't activate at a flash. So I guess we'll just create a body. I know it seems a little bit weird.
still have much to learn. Guard,
We're
to me.
to me. I think that's the best move here because yeah, that has to be the best move because we can't use the -2 again. So if they have another Mind Flayer, we have another Wandering Emperor, and we're not that worried about it. But Swirling Sky here, this beautiful dragon creature. Okay, so they're going to use Mind Flayer here. Even if they take the Hullbreaker Horror, they can't pay the ward cost, and we have lethal in the air. So I wasn't worried about using the +1. Spectral Adversary, yeah, that's going to be it. They can't do anything. They can't pay the ward cost, so they're going to be able to get rid of this body here. Right? So we have Tamiyo completed Sage. Tamiyo, you came in just in time. Just in time. We're going to be able to tap. Oh, this is so beautiful. We're going to be able to tap the adversary and swing in just in time for lethal. Tamiyo completed Sage. We'll even pay the Phyrexian mana just for the flavor's sake. Tamiyo, I've never heard her say anything yet. I want to hear her voice.
As sure as the moon rises, so too shall Phyrexia ascend.
Oh, that is so spooky. That is so spooky. I love it. Let's go ahead and tap the Spectral Adversary.
Our will cannot be denied.
Oh my god, Tamiyo, you're so scary. We'll go ahead and give you a good game here. That is going to be lethal. Down to 0. Tamiyo, Swirling Sky for the win. How epic. So we're back at the hideout with the post-game wrap, and I gotta say, this deck, chef's kiss. I usually try to be like relatively neutral. This deck is absolutely insane. I love this. This might even be one of my, it's gotta be like a top 3 deck I've ever made. Tamiyo, the lore is so wonderful. This egg is so good. I cannot even wait. I don't think it's gonna be like super like popular meta or anything, but the egg in this deck is just absolutely busted. I absolutely love it. As far as being a critical or anything, I don't really think I would change anything. I genuinely think this is pretty optimized for best of 1. I definitely think maybe you can run another one less Hullbreaker Horror, but you want all the Hullbreaker Horrors because of this. Like, you're running 4 of these, you're committing, you want a little bit extra creatures. It can be a little bit daunting to get into a creature with this card because sometimes you don't. Most of the time you do, but sometimes you don't with the 6 off the top of the rip. But I don't know, maybe you want to add a few more creatures in it just to really make the Reborn like 100% guaranteed. But I'm telling you, this deck is a powerhouse. I don't think I need to sell you on it. The matches speak for themselves. Tamiyo completed Sage. It was a blast to play with Tamiyo. I cannot believe she's gone to the dark side, but it is what it is. We at least make the best out of it and make a super awesome deck with Tamiyo. Go ahead and leave me a like. The button looks just like this. And go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and just tell me how ugly I am. Just do something in the comments because it helps out the algorithm. And I really appreciate you all. But until the next time, I'll see you on the next adventure, episode, whatever. ManaMan, out.